Hey, it's the Graveyard Girls. You right today?
It's a little warm today.
It is very warm. We're very busy today as well, on a warm day, which is typical, because we're actually putting together the bits of our research that we can put down and gather all the research together for our witch trials, which is coming soon.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll be doing an extensive sort of seasonal series. I don't know what you want to call it.
I'd say seasonal.
A season. Witch trial case, which will start on Patreon, and the majority of it on there, but we're going to spill a little bit of it, so some of our cases, into this main podcast. So that'll be coming in just over a month.
Yeah.
So we're just getting our final bits all together so that we can then start recording and editing that view. We're hoping that's something that a lot of people will be looking forward to, because we'll be covering pretty much everything to do with witches and witchcraft in this whole series.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. We're doing it over a span of 9 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll have some main sort of cases where we'll look into like the history of bits, even the science behind it, and some of the future of witchcraft, if you like. And then on top of that, we're going to be looking into individual witch trials and individual cases of witches that were put to trial. So I think hopefully, especially if you're into witches and witchcraft, this will definitely be for something you to watch.
Well, I'm very excited for it.
I'm very excited. All the bits we've put together already, I'm really looking forward to it. It's a big one. And I think that's why we decided to go for a whole season of it in the end, because you can't just touch on it on one episode. You can, but it'd be so brief that you'd miss so much out. And so I felt it was worthy of a whole special season to itself.
Yeah, and Eves kind of mentioned it to us about doing the history and the future of witchcraft. So we thought, that would include that in what we wanted to do.
Yeah, definitely worth it. So we've got a lot coming together. There's a lot of writing and putting together for that one.
Yes, it's probably the most writing we've ever done.
Yeah, and we've not got a short time scale, but we have as well, because we want to get it all recorded and edited way before it goes out, because like I said, in the last few weeks we've had a few technical issues. Yeah. So we need to make sure that's definitely done, because obviously it's going on Patreon. So thank you for those that are already signed up on it and have joined us for that, because obviously we're very grateful for anything that we receive from that, and hopefully
even just liking and subscribing to us, that's a big help.
It's a massive help
in reviewing.
Because it's helping us build a following, attracting new attention, and it's allowed us to sort of expand on what we'd already started, which has been really good. So we're definitely enjoying
we
that.
Have a lot of ideas coming. It's just we need the time and the financial side to correlate.
Yeah, that's it. We need to pitch it together, and then hopefully in the next few weeks and months, those followers will keep increasing, and then we can finally release our merch that we've got, because we've got a lot of ideas for that.
We've got so many ideas for everything. Podcasts, YouTube series, we've got that as well.
Yes, that'll be coming soon. So we might have to start off with just audio with that still, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think we're still a little bit scared to do the actual
nervous
video.
Babies not wanting to show our faces.
No. So we'll get there.
Yeah.
But we want to get this out there, get it going, build up that viewer base. So anyone that can share these, rate them and review them afterwards, we are more than grateful.
So much so.
Yes, definitely. So getting into the case today, what have you got for me today?
Well, I think I timed this case right, because I'm taking us all the way back to 1900s Scotland.
Ooh.
In December.
Oh, okay.
So it's nice and cool.
I wish it was cool today, Natasha.
Me too. I hope you can't hear the fan that we have blaring above us.
It's fine. If you do, you'll have to ignore it, I'm afraid. Cause
we need it.
Yeah, we're sweating to death.
We nearly died during that first episode today.
Yeah, no, we've done quite a bit of recording already, and we're I think we got the giggles because we got a bit delusional, and we mentioned penises as well. So obviously we're so very mature that we could handle that episode with the maturity it deserved.
Of course. So imagine you're in a nice cool place today. Okay.
Nice and chilled.
So yes, like I said, I'm taking us all the way back to 1900s, where we begin today's mystery on the Flannan Islands, which are on the Outer Hebrides of Scotland.
Okay, I know where that is.
That That was very to the point. I was just like, I thought you was going to say, you know this case. And I was like,
oh, no.
He's like, I know where that is.
I do know where it is.
I'm glad you know where it is. Completed in 1899, the Flannan Island Lighthouse was built near the highest point of Eilean Moor, which is one of the Flannan Islands. The lighthouse itself is quite small, standing at 23 meters or 75 foot. So it's a little tiny,
in comparison to once
little lighthouse.
But is it because the island's quite small?
Yeah, but yeah, when I've heard of this mystery, I always imagine like a big, massive one.
Yeah.
It's like it's a little diddy one.
I think even a little one can add a lot of light to passing ships.
Yeah. So it's a tiny little one. And I do love lighthouses. I think there's something romantic about them.
They're just quite cool.
I've always wanted to stay in one. And I don't know if it's because of, obviously as a kid, I really loved the film Casper. And he takes her to sit on top of them. And I just associate it with that.
To stay in it, it'll be a bit smaller, but it'll also be quite similar to the watchtower that we stayed in when we went on holiday.
Yes.
I feel like it would be
that was a really cool place.
That was really cool.
We should go back there. And
you should.
Right.
I didn't necessarily enjoy all the stairs to get to the top, but the view was amazing. Like the
view was amazing, but you had the bedroom on the bottom floor.
Yeah.
So I was like, on the way in, you don't have far to go, but if you want to go up
to see everyone else,
And I was in the middle part, so I had the most stairs, I guess.
Yeah,
in theory.
You're constantly going up and down. Yeah. I mean, it was good. Obviously, they had to put the living room on the top because
it was the
otherwise
best place.
you would have missed out on the views. But yeah, no, it was very good. That was definitely a holiday to go back to, I think.
Yeah. RAF Wainfleet, I think it was. We should go there again.
Yeah, we should. And then we'll do a lighthouse holiday.
Yes, I want to do a lighthouse holiday. Anyway, back to the story. When constructing the lighthouse, materials were hauled up 45-meter high cliffs. And I'm not sure if that's the closest point to where they wanted to build the lighthouse.
Right, okay.
Or that's just the lowest
easiest access, maybe.
Maybe. I think also the island is quite high up. I think there's no like beach level.
Yeah, so I imagine as well, like because it's quite jagged rock the other side, it might not have been easy to carry the materials up. So they've probably looked for the smoothest and lowest point to go.
Yeah, straight. Yeah, probably that makes sense. So on the island, obviously the lighthouse, a ruined chapel, and a couple of bothies, which are basic shelters usually left unlocked and free for anyone to use.
Okay.
I think that's quite a common thing throughout Scotland.
Right.
So if we want a free holiday in Scotland, we just got to find some bothies.
Okay. You still got to get all the way up there, Natasha, and it's quite a bit of a drive from where we are.
I have a car. I was going to do that.
Do you want to do... Well, obviously I'm not driving because I can't drive. I don't have a licence. But do you really want to drive all that way?
Yeah, I've done it.
Okay, that's fine then.
It's not too bad.
We'll need a few pit stops on the way, I think. A few cakes.
Okay. So obviously, yeah, it's just those three things on the island. That's it. That's the grand tour of the island.
Okay.
It's literally three things, nothing else on there. The island is supposed to be haunted and mysterious happenings, but when I tried to research that, that was the only thing that kept popping up. It was just that there's something spooky about the island. So I don't know why it would be haunted either. Because I don't think it's ever been inhabited. But I also don't...
Pirate ghosts.
Maybe.
Because if people have crashed into it before, which is probably why they need the lighthouse...
Maybe.
Then,
But it's also weird that there's a chapel on there and it's not inhabited until the lighthouse keepers arrive.
But maybe that was a thing that they did at the time, that they had to add, like... Sorry, I'm very distracted by the fact you look like you're...
I really need to
sneeze.
It's not coming.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe that's something that they did alongside the lighthouse, like it was just something that they did.
I'm not sure if it was ruined before the island, the lighthouse.
Oh, okay. But yeah, because I was thinking as well, like, they might do, because I imagine that they've got to do quite long spells in the lighthouse, so it might be stuck there, so they might be stuck over Sunday. If you think people are still quite religious then, they needed somewhere to go and worship. So I feel like that would have been something they'd have done.
So you think they built the chapel at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what I'm envisioning.
That makes sense. So shepherds would apparently take their sheep to graze on the island because the grass apparently made them produce twins or heal the sick sheep.
Oh.
So it's weird.
I mean, I'm not surprised they might be a bit seasick by the time they get there, so they probably are better by the time they've gone off.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't understand that. So you're shipping all the sheep over there just to ship them back. Because it's magic. Why don't you just get the grass? Because
maybe where it's situated, like you think this sea salt that blows off the sea and it will affect the soil type, which will affect the type of grass that grows.
True.
So it might be a richer grass.
But also, if I think there's like I said, there's no beach bit, so they have to get up some cliffs. So are they hauling up the sheep?
No, sheep they're quite like goats. So as long as there's a slightly flatter bit at the bottom, they could hurl them one way. The sheep will naturally go for where the food is. They can get on some really cliffy rock edge bits.
So they're not like tying ropes around them and like dragging them
up.
No. Of a cliff.
They're quite like agile, like because that's why they put them on like parks and stuff in like out in the moors. You know where all the rock edges are.
Yeah,
it's because they will graze on those little bits. Yeah,
so they're not tying ropes
around. No, okay. I don't think they're lobbing them up there.
Yeah, throw them.
Did they have planes at that point, or just they dropping them down?
A little parachute. Oh, I don't think they have planes then. So back onto the lighthouse. It was completed in 1899, with the light being lit in December of that year. There was a crew of 4 lighthouse keepers who would rotate shifts of 6 weeks on and 2 weeks off. So there would always be 3 keepers at the lighthouse at one time.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So in December of 1900, a year after it first started operating, 3 lighthouse keepers' crew consisted of James Ducat, who was 43 and had 20 years experience, Donald MacArthur, who was 40 and covering for another keeper who was on sick leave, and Thomas Marshall, who was 28 years old.
Okay.
So
they've got quite a bit of experience between them.
Yeah. And I'm assuming him at 28, he's probably got at least 7 years experience.
Well, possibly more, because you think how young you started work back then.
Yeah, true. So yeah, they're all rather experienced lighthouse keepers. Everything seemed to be going fine and running smoothly in its first year of operation. That is until the transatlantic steamer Arctur first noticed something was wrong. As it passed the Flannan Islands on its journey from Philadelphia to Leith, they noticed that the light wasn't on in the lighthouse on the night of December 15th. And after docking in Leith 3 days later, the crew of the Arctur informed the Northern Lighthouse Board. This is where it gets a bit weird. So I don't know what the Lighthouse Board was doing for 8 days, but finally on Boxing Day, the 26th of December, the board dispatched the lighthouse relief ship Hesperus to investigate, and on board was the relief lighthouse keeper Joseph Moore.
But also, shouldn't they, from the other island, have noticed the fact that the light wasn't on? Because they're quite big lights, those lighthouses, and they can be seen for miles for a reason.
Yes, and there is a man who is paid to keep an eye on the lighthouse.
Oh, so is he having a bit of a jolly because it's Christmas, do you think?
Maybe, or he's just not doing his job.
Okay.
He gets paid 1 year to do it. £1 a year to do it.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's just a little hobby. Or...
Yeah, no, I imagine he's got a bit pissed over Christmas. I thought, oh shit, forgot. I knew there was something I was supposed to do.
There's something out in the distance I'm supposed to keep an eye on. Ah, shit. But then there's also reports that he did notice that he couldn't see the light and he didn't bother to report it.
Right, okay.
So I don't know which one is true, that he didn't see anything wrong because he wasn't paying attention, or he did see something wrong and he didn't notify the board, which he was supposed to do.
Okay.
When the ship arrived on Boxing Day, Jim Harvey, the captain of Hesperus, sounded the horn and sent up a flare, hoping to alert the keepers on the island. After no response, Moore disembarked and began to climb the 160 steep stairs to the lighthouse. As he did so, he noticed that he was watched by 3 giant blackbirds.
Oh,
it's getting creepy. When he reached the lighthouse and entered the living quarters, he noticed that the clock in the kitchen had stopped. The table was set for a meal that wasn't eaten, and a chair had been toppled over.
Oh.
So it's a little bit weird already.
So something's stopped them suddenly.
Yes. He returned to the easting landing of the island and reported his findings to the captain. Harvey then sent 2 sailors to the shore to help Moore in finding the missing keepers. After a thorough search of the lighthouse, they found 1 jacket, so they think one of the keepers left the lighthouse in just his shirt, which would be odd for the time of year.
Which may indicate an emergency.
December. Yes, of course. That's what they concluded as well. The men then headed out to the western landing platform. Here there was plenty of evidence that the island had been recently hit by a massive storm.
Oh, okay.
A supply box had been smashed open and its contents strewn across the ground, despite being over 100 feet above sea level. Iron railings had been bent and twisted out of shape. part of the railway track had been torn from its concrete, and a rock that weighed over a ton had been dislodged. Turf had also been ripped up from the tops of the cliffs 200 feet above sea level.
I mean, that would be a massive wave if it was a wave.
There are reports of waves being over 300 feet, I think.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's in like this area.
Okay.
I don't know if the atmosphere is right for the waves.
Okay, for it to crash at the side.
In Harvey's telegram to the Northern Lighthouse Board, he wrote, "Poor fellows, they must have been blown over the cliffs or drowned." That was a bit I was going to try and do in the Scottish accent. You want to have a go?
No, I can't do a Scottish accent.
No, me neither. You should be able to. They're quite easy, maybe.
I was just at accents.
Scotland.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
No.
Can you do the whole sentence?
No, I can only say Scotland in the Scottish accent. Harvey left Moore and the 3 sailors behind to tend to the lighthouse and continue to search for the missing men, but they obviously found nothing. Arriving on the island of December 29th was Robert Moorhead, who was the board's superintendent and knew the 3 missing men, and he was sent there to begin an investigation.
Okay.
Examining the jacket that was left behind, he concluded it belonged to William MacArthur. And so, going through the debris of the wreckage on the western landing, he speculated that Marshall and Duquette headed out into the storm to tie down the equipment, and when they didn't return, MacArthur also ventured into the storm to find them.
Okay. Yeah. Feasible.
And obviously, this is 1900s, which was filled with supernatural happenings, ghost stories, and mysteries. So, of course, the public didn't believe that this was the conclusion to the missing men.
Okay.
Okay.
I imagine it would have been naturally quite eerie as well, because if it's misting that sort of time, it gives it like an eerie feel.
Yeah, of course. You are going to speculate that you're in the middle of nowhere, 3 men disappear mysteriously. You probably won't think, oh, they disappeared to sea.
Yeah.
It's just
they fell off the edge.
Yeah. Well, their experience, they shouldn't have fallen off the edge if that's the case.
Yeah, but if you imagine a strong winds that caught you off guard, like people still, even experienced people like at sea, they get ripped into tides.
True. This is why when I was researching it, I have heard about it before, but they made it seem more mysterious than what it was when I was researching. I was like, well, I know, I think it's been figured out. I think I know what it is. But some of the theories that are there, I like. So I was like, okay, I'll still do this case.
You'll roll with it.
Because they're a bit weird. So obviously the public didn't agree with the simple answer of a wave or a storm. So lots of theories began to emerge, and some of them are a bit crazy.
Okay, questionable.
Questionable, yes. So one theory is that they were eaten by a giant sea serpent.
Oh, okay.
Or whisked away by a giant seabird. The men left the island to escape death, which is okay.
Sorry, I'm just thinking about the big birds. To be fair, some seagulls can be quite vicious. Wasn't there that case the other year that a dog got picked up by a seagull?
Yeah, but that's a dog, not 3 men.
I know, but if they're already near the edge,
it just pushes them.
Yeah. And the sea serpent, and they're thinking the Loch Ness has got it.
That's what I thought. How far away from Loch Ness are they? Does Loch Ness go towards the sea?
Or is it a loch? Is
a
where
lake,
the sea sort of meets and it gets trapped into a bit of like an estuary.
Okay. The men were spirited away. This is my favourite. The men were spirited away by a skeleton crew of a ghost ship.
Oh, I do like that. Pirate ghost. I mentioned pirate ghost
You did
earlier.
mention pirate ghost. I like the...
Like a ghost Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But like the skeleton crew in the moonlight.
Ooh.
So they're all the skeletons are dancing on the ship, and
they come through the mist.
Yeah, and the 3 men are like, "What is this?" They just hear some like pirate music coming from the
and I think
mist.
like people at Christmas time, they've got a bit pissed.
Yeah, and they're like, "What are they doing here?" And then they kind of just lured aboard because it's a pirate ship. You kind of want to be.
But how do they not fall through the ghost ship? Because they're alive at this point.
Maybe it's a physical ship.
Oh, okay. Being sailed by ghosts.
Yeah. So kind of like in Pirates of the Caribbean with
Yeah. I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, rather than the ghost ship itself being a ghost. Because would a ship be a ghost?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I suppose I'm more thinking if it was a shipwreck, it's like you see it in the mist. That's what I imagine, just a big ship appearing.
I think
like
there's
a cloud.
some mist. Yeah, I think maybe the skeleton crew have magical powers, so the mist just follows them around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine they have glowing eyes as well.
This one was weird. Kidnapped by spies.
Oh. I mean, not impossible.
Not
because they're
impossible.
intercepting our audio.
Better not be on this one.
Yeah, maybe they have. And it'd be easy to pluck them off the island. Because it's not like anyone's really looking for them initially, is it?
No.
Although you would have thought the spies would have been a bit more clever to preset the light on the lighthouse.
I don't think they had the technology then.
Oh, okay.
I think it had to be
Yeah, but
manually.
spies can. Spies have got gadgets.
This is why I did think my dad was a spy when I was a kid, because he had all these gadgets. Because he is a spy.
It's your dad. He's
Yes.
intercepting our podcast.
There you go. Yeah, figured it out. One theory was that, do you remember the 3 giant blackbirds I mentioned?
Yes.
That they were turned into them.
Oh, so that's like the spirit of them.
Or physically them.
Oh, okay. No, I meant like, you know, like when people say like when you die, like a robin comes back.
Oh, okay.
That's what I imagined, but it's 3 blackbirds instead because it's a bit more spooky for the island.
So I don't know how they would either turn into or they came back as blackbirds, but
They turned into blackbirds when the big bird seagull plops them off
Pushed
the
them.
edge. And on their descent, they turned into birds. They grew wings and turned into blackbirds.
oh, is that how it happens?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you shove me off a cliff, I
Yeah.
should grow wings.
Yeah.
I don't want to test that theory. More doubt was cast on the investigation when a logbook supposedly containing several strange entries on the 12th and the 15th of December was found.
So this is before they've
Yeah.
disappeared.
So I think they've disappeared on the 15th because that's
Right,
when
okay. Logs stop.
that's when the lighthouse was first spotted of not working.
Right, okay.
But
Oh, yeah,
we don't
sorry.
know. We don't know if that stopped working beforehand. It was just spotted on that day.
Okay.
So in the first entry that was supposedly written by Marshall, he wrote that a great storm, the likes of which had never been seen before, had hit the island. He stated that Ducat was unusually quiet and MacArthur was crying during the storm.
Oh.
Which, okay, I don't see why that's worth
It really
noting.
can't be that bad, crying. Mate, this was a snitch.
He's just like, he's crying, he's a little baby.
But also, why are they putting that in the log?
That's what I thought.
The log should be more like, we switched the lights on at this time.
Yeah, dinner at 6:15.
Yeah, sunset,
Washed up.
sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We
rather...
we noticed 3 ships passed.
Yeah,
That sort of thing.
there's no like pirate ship.
Not like, he's whiny.
I don't like him.
He did a smelly fart.
I do like, I've been reading a book about a ship and I do like some of the entries that they write in the captain's log.
But that's what I'm saying in the log. Like, I feel like those bits of information is more like in a diary, so they should
Yeah.
have a separate diary for that.
But there is, I'm going to get to
Oh, okay.
some bits in a minute. In the second entry, the men were all praying in the eye of the storm, which I thought, again, why would you write that down? And in the final entry, supposedly written on the 15th, states that the storm had passed and all was now calm. Now, obviously, if this logbook is true, people obviously question the storm/wave theory.
Yeah.
Now, it is called into doubt whether this logbook is actually real
Okay.
or if it's just speculation,
Okay.
because it's not really found anywhere.
Right, okay. Which it should be, surely, because
Yeah.
it's not a legal document, but it should have been kept.
Exactly. And I mentioned the man who was paid to keep an eye on the lighthouse before, but he never mentioned the storm. But then again, he also didn't think it was weird that the light wasn't working.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
maybe...
don't think we can really trust him.
So yeah, like I said, there's no evidence to prove that the logbook ever existed. So more theories that have come up over the years. The character of William MacArthur was called into question because he was supposedly known to be ill-tempered and was quick to settle arguments with violence. So it's theorized that he started a fight with Ducat or with Marshall, or both of them, on the western landing, causing them both to fall to their deaths. And then he obviously jumped in after them.
Why
Or-
would he jump in after them, though?
I don't know. He's crazy.
Okay.
I think they're trying to figure out why all 3 would go.
Okay.
Another theory is that one of the men, again probably MacArthur, murdered the other 2 and then killed himself by jumping over the edge. So he either accidentally pushed them over
Right.
and then was like, okay, and then killed himself, or killed them on purpose and then killed himself. And because people go weird in isolation,
Yes.
So this might be why they think someone turned and then killed the other two.
Okay. But then if they're experienced and used to doing this...
Exactly. Because I thought I had to double check, because I was like, okay, is it the young one that they think killed? Because he's not as experienced.
Yeah.
But he's not. Marshall is the second oldest. So
Okay.
he should be used to the isolation and the loneliness.
So unless he's struggling with something else in general...
Maybe, yeah, something back home, because I'm not sure when, I don't know in what time of their rotation they're in.
Yeah,
so
unless at the beginning or the end or the middle.
Because if his is coming up, maybe he's like, I don't want to go back.
Yeah, a bit stressed.
Maybe. The other theory is that the original investigation was correct all along, and Ducat and Marshall were blown off the cliffs by the storm into the sea, and MacArthur also perished this way trying to find them.
Possible, I think.
And I have one final theory that's a bit more modern.
Okay.
Aliens.
No.
They have a big light. The UFO has a big light. They get drawn into the outside of the lighthouse. They're like, oh, look at your light. They think it's a signal.
What are they signaling each other?
Yeah, they think it's a signal.
No,
then
I'm not having
aliens
that.
taking them off. No, I don't think it's aliens either, but I thought, because earlier you was like on about aliens, I was like, I've got one coming up. So yeah, I think it's the original investigation. I think they were right. They were trying to tie down their equipment in the storm.
Yeah.
And then they obviously blown over.
Because that would explain as well why stuff suddenly been left. Like if they think, oh wait, this storm is brewing. Like if they can see it in the distance, because sometimes you can sort of see a storm brewing and like whipping up.
Yeah.
They might have thought, I know we're nearly having dinner, but if we can quickly get this all down and ready, we'll come back. It'll be fine. Dinner will be fine. It's not going to be ruined or whatever.
Yeah.
They've gone out. Maybe conditions were far worse. All it takes is, you know yourself, like when sometimes it's really windy. If it catches you off guard, like it's enough to blow you over. If you're already near the edge, you're blown over. Then all it takes is, even if one person's slightly further back, they go to try and help.
Exactly.
And it takes them.
The giant, the winds causing the waves to become you think you're safe.
Yeah, because didn't you say the railings had been battered as well?
Yeah.
So something's done that.
A pressure did that, yeah. It's not just like, ooh.
And it would be easy, and I don't think it's unfeasible to think...
Water can cause damage like that, whereas wind and constant wind might eventually bend it, but a giant thing of a wave crushing
that
things.
Impact, yeah.
So I think because they're so high up, people are like, there's no waves that big. Yes,
it would also explain why the bodies aren't found, because they'd just be whipped out to sea.
Exactly.
And the chances of them resurfacing is highly unlikely.
Yeah, so I think there's a film about this with Gerard Butler, I think. I've never watched it.
No, I've not either.
So it's mysterious because of where it is. It's a lighthouse, 3 men disappear.
Yeah, it is. It's spooky and it's eerie.
Yeah, but I think
it
is what it is.
Yeah, I think you could plausibly say that a storm did that.
So I think it's solved.
Okay.
It's just there's no bodies to be found. But I do like the idea that they are having a jolly good time on a pirate ship. Well,
with ghost pirates.
Ghost pirate ship, yes.
And technically they'll be ghosts now as well. So they've become ghost pirates as well.
So they're still enjoying themselves in the afterlife.
They've gone back to, your ancient cult.
Oh, yeah.
They've joined them.
Maybe. Well, yeah, because there's rum involved.
Yeah.
Maybe. Are we just linking all our cases together now? Okay.
Yeah, they pick each other up as they go along in time.
Well, if you think about it, they are all connected because they're all happening in the same universe.
Yes, see?
We're not dumb. we know what
we're not deranged in any way, shape or form.
I feel like I'm getting a nosebleed. What the hell's going on
I think it's just this heat. I think it's got to us because we're not used to heat.
No, we're not.
We can't survive.
I'm a vampire. I'm not used to heat at all.
No. I've got a bit better these last few weeks. I've got a tan as well, for me. I don't look that tanned in comparison to other people, but I have tanned.
Whereas I'm still a vampire.
I am in comparison to the top to my arms. But...
Yeah. If you did... if you got like a farmer's tan.
Yeah, I have. T-shirt tan.
Right. See, we never know how to end these.
No, we don't.
It's kind of better to waffle rather than just like, that's it, the end.
Yeah, bye. No, it was very interesting. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, because it's just like, I know where that is.
I do know where it is.
I'm glad you do. Because you should.
I know some geography. What was it the case we had at the beginning? Siberia and Serbia, was it?
Siberia and Serbia. And you just like, where is that? It's just like...
The cold one.
Yeah. No, not the cold one. You thought it was the cold one. I said, no one lives there. I was like, that's not the one I'm on about.
They sound similar.
Well, they are similar. Doesn't mean they're the same.
It was like I was speaking to someone the other day, and they went on holiday to Tunisia, but when I mentioned it a few weeks to them later, I could have sworn they said Turkey, and I was like, it's got a T and a U in it, it's fine.
Did you know Turkey's changing its name?
Is it?
They want everyone to say Turkiya, I think, because obviously the English language obviously has Turkey as the food. And in Turkish they say Turkiya, I believe.
Oh,
so they want to change the name, so everyone says it.
Yeah, but you know what the British are like. They'll just still call it Turkey.
I don't like it. It's weird.
Yeah,
we're
all knobheads over it.
It's always been this way. Yes, but you should change. if someone wants you to call
it's like
something else,
Kiev now. That we called it Kiev before, which was
the Russian way.
Yeah. And obviously, also when you think of Kievs, think of like a chicken Kiev.
Yeah, have you noticed that they are chicken?
Yeah, they have changed it. Yeah, I noticed that.
I was just like, okay, there's one way to stick up to those pesky Russians, but it's not really helping.
But yeah, no, it's interesting. What was that? A little mouth fart. A mouth fart.
I swear I'm getting a nosebleed. We're falling apart today, I swear.
I think it's a mixture of pollen and just poor air quality, because my nose was really runny this morning. I got my eyes were streaming. And I didn't have to cry myself to sleep this time.
I was going to say, it's just tears, Amelia. What is this liquid?
No, I've escaped work, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be crying a lot later.
Yeah, you're on your own now.
I am. It's
Join
fine.
me. I'm enjoying my nothingness.
You're enjoying the podcast.
I'm enjoying the podcast. I've done a lot of stuff for the podcast.
Well, we have a lot of things coming.
We do, and that's because I've been able to plan it all. I've been a good girl the last couple of weeks. I might not have been working, but I've been doing a form of work.
It's for the listeners.
Yes, I am. I'm working for you. So give us money.
On that note,
yes.
keep creeping.
And we'll keep digging.